Hello, this is Susan Smith-Nash, and we are now starting Section 5, Engagement and Motivation. So in this section, we'll learn quite a bit. Engagers, what they are, what they do. We'll talk about how to use engagers to motivate students to help them succeed. We'll also talk about check your knowledge and formative evaluations, how you can use those to reinforce learning and make it fun. We can also talk about the emotional elements of motivation, basically the affect, how to harness positive emotions and thus motivate students to finish and be successful. We'll also talk about the conditions of learning and how to create ideal conditions for the brain to learn. And finally, in this section, we will get to building in self-determination, empowering learners to create a path to success. So here we are in video 5.1, Engagers, what they are and what they do. We'll start with more or less a definition. So Canvas is perfect for engaging students because it has so much flexibility in so many ways to create activities and points along the way that pique students' interest and keep them engaged. Now, why do we care? Student engagement is critical to student success because it involves keeping students interested, motivated, and confident. Canvas has many types of activities that encourage engagement. So here's an example, just like a photograph, fiestas, festivals, saint days, and a celebration of heritage. What does it mean to you? So just here are some things to think about when we look at engagement in Canvas. We can build activities, we can engage the emotions, and that means things like feelings of curiosity, passion, passion, and also confidence, and also things like, I can do it, that sort of I can do it feeling. You can develop a sense of community. We can also lead with an engager and announcements to get people to focus on the things you want them to know. Also explain how to incorporate engagements in assignments, so how to engage students in the assignments themselves. So first of all, you need to plan how to build your engagers. Step 1. Identify places throughout the course to build in engagers. Don't just put them in announcements, but intersperse them. Then also create an announcement as step 2, and make it an announcement engager that ties to the main subject of the course and the outcomes. And then step 3, intersperse did you know engagers throughout the course. And you can do those many different places. We'll talk about creating a page, and that would be a did you know, and you can link to it, or just building it into some of the assignments in the discussion board, places where students are going to be anyway. Make the students care. So you can engage and connect. An engager that makes the student feel an emotion makes them connect to the topic and also to the course. Now, we want it to be a positive emotion, right? Not aversion or revulsion. And then also keep in mind that emotions are cognitively sticky. Basically, what we mean by that is that they glue concepts to the experiences and cognitive frameworks that are triggered by an emotion. So you have an emotion, and it's automatically going to stick to your experience, your knowledge base, and also your cognitive framework. So basically, let's go ahead and take a look. So let's go to a course that we think we'll enjoy. Let's go to this one, and notice we don't really have anything. So we'll go to assignments. And looks kind of boring, right? Well, here's a place where we can create and put in a did you know. How would we do that? Well, the first thing we do is we go to quiz. And notice we can add a quiz here. And notice when we do this, we don't want a did you know to be a graded quiz, we want it to be something that's more fun. So we'll say, did you know that dogs can be trained to say count? I don't know that, but let's see. Okay, please answer or click. And then we want it to be an ungraded survey. To make it, to add the drama, we can just be trained to click the answer you think is best. And so notice we can shuffle answers, we can put time limits, we can do all sorts of things. So then notice we have all these different options. So let's just save it. We're not going to publish it yet because we're not ready. Now we can edit it. Questions. So let's add a question. And we want this to be multiple choice. So you can train a dog to count to... Okay, here's an answer. Solve geometry problems. Select meat. Count to 10 like a bird. I don't think we're going to actually use this, but at any rate, I just want to show you how you can do it. Okay, so then you would just save your answers and then we can preview it. And I'm not going to publish this because it would confuse my students, but I just wanted to show you how it can be used. So notice that's quite engaging because, and then notice here if we say, oh, really? We can do this? We can also edit the survey, and notice we can say, really? You can engage, you can train it. Well, what we can do is we can show the question details, and we can edit this part, and we can actually add questions or comments too. So we can actually add comments at the bottom. So it's not a bad idea to add comments. We can especially do that if we have, say, true, false, but we have to put in details to be able to add to that. So we can say, let them see correct answers, and we can also show answers at a certain time. We can have multiple attempts, and then we can also make it a graded survey. And if we make it a graded survey, then we have to put the points here. So there are all kinds of things we can do. You can even have a practice quiz. Practice quizzes are different than surveys because they have answers. So then if we change this to answers, we can actually let students see correct answers, and we can create correct answers. There are all kinds of things we can do. We've talked about creating quizzes before. I just wanted to give you an idea of how we can do it. And then keep in mind, we can go back into announcements, and we can actually put a link to the quiz here. So you can go to welcome, you can edit, and then notice we can link to a new page. We can actually link to a quiz, and then we can put that here. And then we can save it to make sure that it shows up, and we can make it the home page if we want to. That's really getting kind of a little bit off track. So let's just go back and think again about how once we get people to either smile or be curious, then we are engaging the students, and we are more likely to have them remember and also feel interested in keeping and sticking with the course.